Peace, peace, peace. It is your girl Sunshine, and I know y'all normally are looking for my producer Veep to be either to the right or the left of me, but your girl is now added another title to that resume. I'm actually having to produce my own show tonight due to an emergency that my producer had, which is all good because your girl Shine, he made sure that I knew what I was going to do. So appreciate y'all tuning in. And I want to say this is my 14th show. I appreciate y'all rocking with your girl. This is the last show before the new year. And I am so happy that I have this sister that's going to be on the show tonight. Now, I met her. Shouts out to Soul Society, Heavy Energy, for fire therapy with T Walker and Born King. This sister was around the fire the first time, and I could hear her spitting, freestyling. Her poetry is, from what I heard that night, dynamic. Went back again for the second fire therapy session. She showed up. As soon as I saw her, I was like, yo, I was hoping to see you here tonight. She has such a dope spirit. Her energy is live. This is her right here. Sheena, I believe I'm going to let her go by her names that she has. As you see here, the sister knows how to command the stage. You see how she got the presence. She's ready for it. Y'all are definitely going to enjoy her. So without further ado, let me bring my sis on here.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up?
What's up? Like, you know what? I wanted to tell you first, like building with you, I felt like I've known you my whole life.
Yes.
Like you got that energy where it's like, yo, I know her. I done seen her before. I done been around her before. But you definitely got it. You definitely got it.
I felt the same. It's very kindred spirit, kindred energy. So definitely for sure, for sure. Family and karmic connections on deck for sure, for sure.
What? Who you telling?
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead.
I can't hear you now.
Uh-oh. How about now?
I can hear you now.
I don't know what happened. That was the little background music. I guess it drowned me out. But hey, it's all part of the show. We know how to work with that. So let me see if I could get some volume attached to that because that is one of my favorite, instrumentals to speak over in the background.
Hmm.
What our producer D Ray, he named that one Sky Daddy. But I love the vibe. So the other shows that you seen, the music, that's what I
Yeah.
was trying to play, but for some reason you couldn't hear it and you couldn't hear me, and I don't understand why.
Try again, because
Let's
it
try
kind
one
of
more
do it
again.
before.
Let's see. Oop. That's definitely not the one.
That didn't sound like Sky Daddy.
Nah. How's that?
That's awesome. That's
Can you
great.
hear it?
I can hear it and I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because I like this for different reasons, and I haven't even spoke to the top dog. I would love to spit over this track. Do you
Ah,
understand me?
okay.
Like
Felt,
the
felt.
very first time that I heard it, like I told Veep, no, this the only one we play during my show.
Well, you gonna have to go ahead and what I'm saying,
Be
put some
like, yo,
bars on that thing. You know
be
what I'm
like, yo,
saying?
can I go ahead and spit nice
You
little?
know what
But
I'm saying?
what you think? What you think? You think an erotic piece of gold for this one, or just some
No,
regular flavor?
it sound like It remind me of like some Queen Latifah, some. It just give me like some old school '90s nostalgia, maybe early 2000. It ain't giving erotic. It's
You
giving
sure we
like
ain't grow up together? You sure? Cause I swear you broke it down the same way that I was thinking.
like it ain't giving that. It's giving like light-hearted positivity. We getting together through some unity.
See, you
I'm
already
not
starting.
saying
Hold on. Nope, nope, nope. Hold on first. See, I told y'all that's tuning in. I told y'all she ready. She ready, ready. Do y'all
oh
understand?
yeah.
So first, before we go all the way in, I don't know if you can see the comments. But there's a private chat, and then we got the chat where you can see it on all the platforms. So I think these is your peoples chiming in, so I want to show them some love first. You got Nathan on here. He said peace and creation. Peace to you, King.
Peace, peace.
There's a sister, S Virgo 902. Tanya B, what up, what up? I think that's your peoples because she said it just like you. And who is this? Esperance said go fam go. That's your peoples.
That's gotta be my peoples. I don't know their YouTube names like that,
Yeah, because
but they
it
gotta
be
be
it be
my
messing me
peoples.
up too when people go in through their regular YouTube and not through the link because it doesn't give you their name when you go through the link. It just says
Right.
Facebook user.
Yeah.
So okay, so it says it's Dream.
Dream.
Okay, that's
Dream.
Dream. Okay,
That's
Dream
me.
A. Okay, so introduce yourself. You can include your age if you would like.
All right. So my name is Rashina Brown. Ra stands for the light. Sheena stands for God's gift. My mom named me that. Didn't even know what she was giving me, but she put it out there, so I continue to put it out in the atmosphere.
There you
My
go.
poet name or my artist name is Demi B. The B can be for anything, but the Demi is very, very specific.
Mm-hmm.
Found it at a time when I was finding God, demigod,
Mm-hmm.
half God, half human. I felt like that was a good way for saying the God is in me, the God is with me, the God is around me. I am the goddess. So I was
Talk
like,
your
all right,
shit, sis.
Demi is definitely the who I am when it comes to when I'm presenting on stage or whatever.
That's right.
The Burrell actually was just some like slick stuff because it was somebody's last name in my class at the time, and I was like,
Mm.
"Ooh, I like that last name.
And
I'm
it
gonna
just
cop that."
flowed right. It just
Yeah, it was
flowed right,
just
right.
right, and that's why the B is also very interchangeable because Burrell can be erotic. Burrell could be
Mm-hmm.
bold, but I also
Mm-hmm.
will go by Demi Bam because sometimes when I give it on stage, it's like Bam, and sometimes it's Demi Black because when I'm on stage, it's all about my people.
There you
So
go.
sometimes, you know what I'm
Ashe,
saying? Sometimes
ashe.
it's whatever it is. So the Demi B could be for anything. It could be anything. Um, be anything. Yeah. So um, I am 30. I'm a Pisces, March 15th,
Okay.
92. I've been into poetry and hip hop and anything theatrical, performance art, anything since I was a kid. Like anything I could really get my hands on or go into, and that's what I was doing. Anything I could pursue that had me on a stage, anything I could pursue that had me performing in front of someone,
Mm-hmm.
I was doing it, nothing. I don't know. I just felt like that was always going to be something that was going to be around me or something that was in my life. My mom started me out listening to Nas and Jay Z and Busta Rhymes and DMX, so I felt like I had a certain root connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
Just as much as my mom listened to it, my aunts listened to it. Some of the first rhymes I learned is like Ghostface Killer and Rakim. It's some
What?
of the first rhymes I really learned.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's just the type of energy that my family kind of gave to me when it came to this. And I always loved music. I was like every kid, loved Michael Jackson and Destiny's Child. I was a '90s kid, so that makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was just a whole thing with hip hop that really was like my main thing. Poetry just kind of came because
Slid.
the poetry came before the rap, technically. But my first rap was when I was 4,
Okay.
technically. But poetry was kind of like what got me more like comfortable with being able to rap. So that's why I kind of go back and forth between both. Writing stories helped me develop better raps. So
Mm-hmm.
I got into writing, stories, poetry, just anything writing. I was gifted with writing. And when I say gifted, I mean like I would go to class, mama, sorry, but I'll go to class, I don't have nothing. No homework, no nothing. And I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna write this up real quick. And I would get A's. Straight
You
up
wanted
A's.
look,
I
you
was one
wanted
of
them
those.
too? One of
I
them
was one
too?
of them. I was like, yo, I can do this. I was one of those people when I got older. They'll be like, hey, give me a 2-page essay. I'll do a 2-page essay within less than an hour and get an A on it. And everybody be looking at me like, for real? And I'd be like, that's my
people
this.
people don't understand, like, when it's like riding a bike. Like, once you master it and know how to do it, it just comes to you easily. And some people just have it, just like some people naturally have that singing voice. Some people naturally have that voice that commands attention, that people listen to. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's a lot of stuff we do already have in us, and sometimes it's already there present where you don't have to dig deep, or
Yeah,
someone doesn't have to help you discover it. You get what I'm saying?
right.
But we all have it. It's just which part of it is more prevalent in us. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then you can develop other things. I started painting later. I'm not the best, but I can work with it. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
that was just something to do at the time, to clear my head, because, the writing sometimes becomes blocked when you got a lot on your brain.
Facts.
And that was another outlet. And then starting to paint more and stuff like that, then I started, writing again. So I definitely understand that. um where did you grow up?
So I grew up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Okay, Rocky Mount. I got some peoples that moved from Jersey there. Shots out to them.
252, 252 representative. Um, I did do a slight stint in Apex, North Carolina for a little while growing up.
Okay.
Um, and I've been in the 336 ever since college. So I did like I went to UNC Charlotte for like a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became an Aggie. Shout outs A&T. So
Aggie Pride.
I graduated at Aggie, so I'm an Aggie for sure. And then after that, I was in Greensboro for about 6 years altogether. And then I went back and forth between Greensboro and Winston, and now I'm in Winston.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Not to cut you off. Okay. Dreamy said facts. It's the encoding, but I just saw Mama is in the building, but she can't
Yeah.
chat. Is that your mama?
Yeah, my mom.
Oh, shout outs to the queen. I will say firsthand, if I could bow right now, I would. You did such a great job with this young queen here. I've only encountered her, what, 2 or 3 times?
I think twice. Twice.
Twice. So this here is our third encounter. But just know the first encounter was enough. Okay. She's definitely somebody, and she's known that already. And that's a good thing. A lot of us don't have that, you know what I'm saying, at home. So it's good when you get to come across people who had that type of folks in their lives. Some of us will get there, and those of us that didn't have it, when we have our own, we do differently. You know what I'm saying? So, Mom, shouts out to you. You did a great job. Great
She's
job.
amazing. She's amazing. She is. She is.
Well, we can see that because her light shines through you. So, couldn't be you without her.
At all. For facts. Big
Yes.
facts.
So, at any point, because, a lot of shine vibrations is, not only is it a time for, people that I feel are dope to shine, but it's also a time, to highlight how poetry is very therapeutic. Some folks never indulged in poetry until they went through something traumatic. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And then they needed that outlet to help them, you know, regain themselves through that healing journey. So, has poetry been an outlet for you, or has it just been, just a great addition to your life?
So I think at certain times it's been both. There's definitely been times like where I'm big on music, more so than anything. So poetry kind of came up when, all right. So my cousin, she would have me getting in her room. She would get me in her room to myself. She would play her keyboard, and she would be like,
Mm.
just sing some lyrics, just do it, just do it. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just do that, right? So really I would say that it was a songwriting thing for me first, how I would always express myself. I was either singing or rapping something.
Okay.
But what stepped me into poetry was what stepped me into poetry actually was trying to win some money. I was a young hustler,
Hey,
okay?
that's all right. That is all right.
I was always
Good
trying to
coin,
find
sis.
me. I was always trying to find a way to get my hands on some money when I was a kid. If I could find a way to get money, I was, and I was like, "Oh, let me enter." They used to have all these little contests that they would like post either online or at my school or something. So I was always like actually starting to work on it. And then when I was working on it, I was like, "Oh, I think I like this." I think I entered my first poetry contest when I was in the third grade. Third
Yo,
grade.
let me tell you something. We all started around that time. It was third grade for a lot of us. Like winning
Yes.
competitions, writing poetry. It was that third grade mark for a lot
Yes.
of us.
And I
So
won too. I won. Yeah, I
that's
didn't
dope.
win first place. I won second place, but I won. And that was the
It's,
point.
look, look, look. I won third place out of whole state of New Jersey, and I was the youngest. I was the only one in elementary
Yes.
school. The other two were brothers, and
Mm.
one was an eighth grader, and the other one was a junior in high school. So to
Mm.
know that I competed against all of them, I thought it was just elementary school people until we went to the governor's mansion to go get the presentation, and I was like, oh, I competed against big kids. But I see you got another sis that shot it, gave you a shout out. Is that Mecca? My sis
Mika.
Sheena, she said Mika, okay, she says she loves you. Oh, she's one of your Aggie sisters.
Yes, that's my dog for life though. That's my
Uh,
dog for
oh,
life. So
that's your
definitely
rider. That's your rider.
that one of them. I got a few, so I can't even say she the only one. I got
That's
a
right.
few.
That's okay. But she's a rider, so
She's
you
a
can, yeah,
rider.
she's a rider. That's what's up. Shouts out to you, sis.
Love
Come on,
her.
Lila, come on and ride this wave with us.
Mhm.
So
Absolutely.
after you won, it was like, ooh, I could do this again. Ooh, I could get more money, huh?
Well, I think what it was is that at that point, that's probably when it actually transformed into something that I realized I was good at. And then it
Ooh,
started becoming something that I felt like I could put more things behind. So I want to say maybe around maybe fifth or sixth grade. Fifth or sixth grade, I definitely started taking it way more serious.
okay.
Um, my mom took it very serious. Shout outs
Shouts
to
outs
her.
to Mom Dukes again.
She took it very serious, and then I think she kind of started realizing, I'm like, I think my daughter got a gift with it, and she has an amazing sister. She's one of my, like, I think, well, first I come from a family full of sisters that are all amazing, but this particular sister is actually her best friend.
Hmm.
Um, but she goes by Epiphany Black, but as her poet name. But
Okay.
her name is Zanera Wiggins. Shout outs to her. And Zanera was really into the poetry scene, and was trying to kind of bring it into the 252, which really didn't have it like that. So she would find different ways, like she would put on stop the violence community events and youth
Hmm.
rallies and things like that. And so my mom was like, I think my daughter should kind of link up with you a little bit and start doing some of this. And so they had me, like, we did the first Juneteenth in Rocky Mount was put on by us. And I did the youth part. I hosted the youth part, and I think I was like 13, 12 or 13 at the time.
Okay.
Also, shouts out to my aunt Tracy, who she had me doing oh Jesus, I should know the name of this offhand. Kwanzaa events.
Mm-hmm. It's just a little brain fart, just a little brain fart.
Just
We
a
all have those.
little brain moment. She would have me come into Greensboro and doing like Kwanzaa events and stuff like that. So, and she also had me doing like community events up here. So shout outs to Tracy, because both of them actually are how I got into stage performance as a poet and
Mm-hmm.
as a host. So like I really started young with that, like going on
Mm-hmm.
stages and stuff like that. I got very comfortable with it
You my
young.
little sister for real, I swear, because like, everything that you say and putting on Kwanzaa events, shout out to one of our elders back home, because originally I'm from Jersey, and Miss Hannibal. She was in charge of the Kwanzaa events. And the Fitch sisters, my great grandmother, which is my grandfather's mama, and her sisters, they were very instrumental in me knowing who I am and where I come from and how strong of a people we are, in spite of what the elements try to say or present about us. And they always kept me involved. They were presidents of the NAACP, the National Council of Negro Women. So you were being primed early, so was I, having to get up there in front of folks and recite the "I Seen the Promised Land" speech. That is a heavy thing for a child to do.
Right.
And the things that they had us doing, we were mastering it young, not knowing how it would play out and tie back into our adult lives. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to those women, them sisters that was pushing us early. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that they pushed us to do, we now could do with no problem. When people call on you, sure, I got you what you need. People ask you to do an interview. Sure, I would love to. Just let me know. There's no second guessing, because we're confident in what we know and how to get out there. So Queen Z, Queen Z, that's what your mama just said. Was that her name?
Her name is Z, but yeah, definitely a queen for sure. So yeah, we can always add that. Z, I love you very much. You were so instrumental in so many things that I do now, as well as my aunt Tracy, who also was very big in cultivating the poet in me for sure, alongside my mom's. So those two were definitely prominent and let me kind of come out and understand that it's okay to get on stage. I always liked to. It wasn't like I would be the kid, when you go to a little program at school, I'd be like, me. So
me.
yeah, I wanted to be on a stage. I just didn't know
in what capacity.
In what capacity and what way, but I was always willing, even through high school. When we were doing projects, one of my projects was being a shadow for a DJ for our local radio station. They ended up getting me to do like the speech, like when we were graduating. I didn't do the valedictorian speech, but we had an event and they was like, Sheena, we want you to be the master of ceremony for the event. So they had me doing that even when I was graduating high school. Like it was just so many different ways that I ended up being put on the mic. Like it was just consistently coming, like, you got to get on the mic, and I was like, all right, I guess this is this is what I do, so this is what I do.
Yeah, that's what you've created. That's the light that you have shown. Like the stage is yours. Watching your video, stuff and everything when you was performing with the Nirvana t-shirt, I said, okay, and I think, did you do that one at the first Fire Therapy, the one with the about the toxic dude?
Did I? No.
Because I've heard it somewhere, and I want to say that was when you was like, "Oh, don't nobody else want to spit? Okay, I'll do another one."
Did I do the? I don't think I did. I did a toxic.
I swear you did. Because when I was listening to it, I said, "Oh yeah, that's the one I like."
I might have. I very well may have. I know for a fact that I did the Now I See.
Mm-hmm.
The Now I See one. I know for facts I did that, and I know there was a poem about fire. And I ended up dedicating that poem to fire for therapy that night. And so
Mm-hmm.
I know for facts I did those two. I may have done the toxic one. I was just there in the moment, and it was like a
Yeah, because that's what it was. You was there in the moment. It was me,
yeah.
you, and Morgan, and you was like, you know what, man, bust it. And I said, oh, there she
Mine as well. Mine as well.
go. Yo. Now, Pootie Tang, oh, you got another look. You look at the 252 repping. Go ahead. Do you see the comment? You know who that is.
Yeah, yeah, that's my guy right there. Been a long time friend of mine for sure. So shout outs
Shouts out
to
to the
Pootie Tang
Pootie
252.
Tang 252 and the
My
rest of the
guy.
crew.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
So I am like so ready to hear you spit, right?
Hmm.
Not so much for me, but for the viewers. But first, let's get the Blast Music Artist of the Week. Let's get
Let's
him
do it.
going. This is one of our favorites, Malachi LA with Psycho.
Shout outs.
And we'll be right back.
Let your hair blow out the window. She said, where you been? I've been low. I've been riding around the town, thinking about if I should pick you up. I'm glad you're here, cause I know what you've been through. Let your hair blow out the window. I've been riding around the town, thinking about if I should pick you up. I'm glad you're here, cause I know what you've been through. I know how you get, girl, you always wanna get high. Whoa, I sit riding by your crib, I've been waiting on your reply. I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you. I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you. I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you. She said you hardly mind, let's say that talk for harder times. Let's just watch the bow move, let's just watch the road cool. She don't know these thoughts of mine, guessing at me all the time. Let's just say I told you, tell me what you gon' do. I could dock a boat, buy a gold, that shit won't impress her. I could tell you low, blunt this road, that'll make it better. Girl, you say I'm your king, girl, but are you my Coretta? Not the same old me, girl, I'm always getting better. Turks and Caicos, angels and halos. Once on that island, you wonder where I've been. I'm 1 foot in when you want me to buy in. Just can't let a day go, time be flying. Turks and Caicos, angels and halos. Once on the island, okay if you say so. You know where I've been, up in the payroll. You know where I've been, up in the payroll. I'm too high to ride around and ride alone. You say you tired of the games, girl, so am I. Where you at? I know you out, you ain't at home. I'm on your side of town and I'm just passing by. Let your hair blow out the window. She said, where you been? I've been low. Riding by with my heart on high. I got a space for you. She said you read my mind. Let your hair blow out the window. She said, where you been? I've been low. I got my head up high when you cross my mind. Let my heart go through when I dot my eyes. I know how you get, girl, you always wanna get high. Whoa, I sit riding by your crib, I've been waiting on your reply. Whoa, I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you. I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you. I'm psycho for you, I'm psycho for you.
We are back. That was Malachi LA, our Blast Music Artist of the Week. And if you are an independent artist or an up and coming comedian or even, hello, spoken word poet, and would like some extra exposure, go to blastmusic247.com, register as an artist for free. You know, we love the freebies, and be part of the family. That's blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. So, but I really did like that song.
Yeah,
I
that
really
song is
did.
fire. I actually had to go ahead and like that. I put that on my YouTube, like, that's
Yeah.
what I was doing over here. I'll go
Yeah,
ahead
you
and
know,
put
when
that.
speaking of liking, you know, tell your peoples, hit the like button, subscribe. You know, those of y'all that are
Yeah.
artists, want to get out there, want some extra exposure. I'm trying to tell y'all, get linked with Blast. You will not be, what's the word that I'm looking for? You won't be disappointed at all. Like, Blast has been doing some things. Do your research. They got things popping for real for you. So, you can take this any way you want to go, because I know I know you got your whole arsenal ready. So
I do. I really do.
and I knew this because, again, I have to say, which I said in the beginning before bringing you on, that this is my 14th episode.
Ooh.
And
that's something to celebrate right there.
yeah, and this is the last before the new year. So even though, you know how they say, sometimes the first should be last and the last shall be first.
Hey,
You
there we
feel me?
go. I feel
So,
it.
you know, the energy, everything. I just was like, yo, this was the best way to go out into this new year, because we all know the new year is really when spring starts, but that's a whole nother conversation. But to go out with this new year, into the new year with you, you know what I'm saying? The dope energy that you have, the bars. What are you going to do? Are you going to do one of the songs, or are you going to give us a little bit of both? Because, you know, you could do it all. You could go ahead and spit a poem. You could go ahead and spit one of your joints. Like, I'm with you. I'm sitting back like this. Okay.
I think because I've already said that Now We See is going to be a signature from this point out.
Okay.
So I definitely have to do that just because that's a signature from this time going forward. I always say I don't have a signature poem. So
Now you do.
Yeah, I'm definitely making that the signature. And then I have something else that's a little bit more naughty. But if naughty is not what we're going for, then I also have something that's a little bit more casual. So it's just like, it's whatever.
I mean, now, you know, every third show we do have erotic poetry. I don't have a problem with bringing you back out for that. But if it's something that you really, really want to do, I mean, why not?
You know, I definitely have some stuff that's more tame. So, you know, yeah.
No, it's whatever you feeling. Remember, Shine Vibrations, you were being interviewed. This is about your time. So shine how you want to shine, sis.
Got it. So, well, do you want me to go ahead and kick it off?
This is, we done got the other stuff out the way. This is all about you.
All right. So this piece is called Now We See. And it was made basically at a time when I was just taking a stock at Black women as a whole, how we're treated within certain industries that profit off of how we look, but not necessarily who we are. And I wanted to take into account all of those things and how sometimes they can be traumatic and also therapeutic. So Now We See is the name of this poem. All right. Vogue. They take our looks, paint them on as costume, fit them on like gloves. Deception is the tool most used to make us forget. Dressed up in Gucci, scared to be who you really are. You're on your own now, far from your throne now. Run all you want, won't get too far. You are so hurt, girl. Is it cover girl or covered in dirt, girl? Would that designer make you up or make you clean? I feel your pain. We are one and the same. Looking at closed eyes, wanting to be seen. L for the ebony diva. Do you remember your true hue? Gold and onyx? Your hair grows wild, free, and woolly, sitting betwixt the legs of your mother as she picked your fro as fresh as cotton grows. Cotton we wove into weave like Japanese denim. We turned our pain into luxury, grasping at chiffon and cashmere and silk. We took those textures to make bandages, clothing the wounds of our offense. Wounds like you had to be mixed with something. You're too beautiful, as if being black isn't enough. Is that your real hair? It's so cute, as if fake hair is the only thing that looks real. You're pretty for a black girl, as if being a pretty woman is just too hard of a statement to make. Bottega the Fendi fit you so pretty. Chanel down to Christian Louboutin. Without it, do you feel riddled with ridicule? Or are you hip and cool? Is shopping your therapy? Is fashion designed for style or for hiding? Appearance or healing? I feel your pain. We are one and the same. Looking at closed eyes, wanting to be seen. Black girl magic, black girl passion, black girl sass, style, fashion. We weave together the pattern of turning coal into diamonds, ghetto into trend, urban into runway, black into costume, pain into luxury, and then we pay the cost with our wallets and our brilliance. At least we not forget. Looking at closed eyes glued behind camera lens, looking at closed eyes, the minds behind non-pigmented eyeshadow color palettes, looking
Mm.
at closed eyes surgically enhanced with big booty, breasts, lips, and hips. Looking at closed eyes who paint on ebony and suede mocha onto frost skin and say it's for the sake of couture. Looking at closed eyes that Photoshop tans on celebrities so dark they look Asian, Latin, Indian, black, but only for the moment because they can always change back. Looking at closed eyes who say locks aren't neat. Looking at closed eyes that send little girls home from school for braids and coconut oil. Looking at closed eyes who hike up the prices for Prada, Margiela, and Versace so high that those who make it trend can't even buy in. Looking at closed eyes, looking at closed eyes, looking at closed eyes, and wanting to be seen. And that's now we see.
Yo, whew, hearing it again. You know what I'm saying? That does something here. Just so you know. Like that is, you busted all the way down. I'm gonna be repeating what I said that night, but it you hit every single mark about everything that when it comes to us in the industry, how they portray us. And even though we have a lot more up here, none of that matters. None of that. And it's always, no matter how we do not want to be separate, it's always going to be a separate when you're dealing with women of color versus women of not the same hue. It's always some type of attack on us.
Division, even amongst ourselves, which is
Oh,
crazy.
oh yeah, I was leading up to that one, because that's an age-old thing that I just don't understand. It's just so many of us is just in competition with each other for whatever reasons. And, it's just not right. Your peoples is loving you here as always. You officially do it all. You got Mama Proud on here. That's right. Oh, we got a new one on here.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming with that. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of
Yes.
you guys for tuning in. I really
Look
do.
at there.
So
So
much fun.
what I remember you did give a preview, amp to the poem, but my question is, you, the writer, how were you writing that piece? What was the state of mind that you were in at that exact moment, if you could remember?
Well, so there's a couple of elements that went behind that piece. One, um, So my mom had an event for a friend of hers that passed away,
Okay.
and she decided that she wanted to do a fashion show for that particular person. Shout outs to her. Rest in peace. And so my mom said, "Well, I want you to do a poem for me." And I said, "No, actually, I think I offered. I think I
Okay.
offered. I think my mom was like looking for more talent, and I want to say that I was like, well, mom, I'm here.
Like, what about me, Ma?
Like, what about me? I want to say that that's kind of how it went. And then, so I was like, okay, so I'll come up with a piece. And my mom's friend was really into fashion, but the piece was inspired by a song. So I was actually writing that now we see part as a part of a song. So it was actually a hook to a song
Okay.
before. Something in the tune of Tame Impala.
Okay.
It was kind of something to like. It was kind of like an alternative piece.
Hmm.
Like it wasn't even like a rap piece. It was like a song.
Okay.
Um, and one of the lyrics were "You are so hurt, you are so hurt, girl, covered in dirt, girl. Would that makeup make you up or make you clean?" So it was like, I feel like this will actually kind of work good over here for this
Mm.
poem. And so what really started off semi as some song lyrics slowly worked itself into it slowly just worked itself into a poem that would fit that moment. And when I started going deep into it and I really was thinking about how the fashion industry does black women and how we're always just wanting to be put on
Hmm.
for but never really thought about or considered for who we are and the soul of us, but our titties and our hips and our booty is always considered and our lips are always
Hmm.
considered. And it's okay if it's on a different hue, but it's not okay when it's on us. And when we have an attitude, it's not good when it's on a black woman, but if it's on any other type of woman, the attitude is okay. And it's not okay when we're not submissive, but it's okay when others are submissive. And it's not okay when we're aggressive, but it's okay when others are aggressive. It's always like it's okay for them, but not okay for us. And
Hmm.
that's kind of
It's
where
cool when they do it.
it's a problem when I do it. And that was like the attitude that I felt coming from there, because that comes with so much pain and
Hmm.
strife for just any woman of color growing up. It don't even have to be black. I mean, other women and other
That's
communities
right.
experience this as well. But it's just something else when it's always you. It's different when it's always you. And then they make it, then they sometimes want to act like we're being too loud or too much when we say it's always us, but it is.
It's oh, so you mad because we telling the truth now? So who
So
is this Carrie Brown L?
that is my uncle.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
tell. He said the new queen of soul poetry. You are crowned. Uncle love you. Our uncle's the best.
Yes, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
shouts out to my Uncle Mike because when I saw that, I was like, oh, look, I was trying to keep my face while you was spitting. So I didn't want to, but now I can do it. Oh, that is so sweet. That made me think of my Uncle Mike because he's more like my father than anything. Shouts
Yeah.
out to him. Uncles are the truth. Even when
That,
fathers aren't present, uncles step in place and be those fathers, those male role
that,
models. Because if the father isn't there, to shine a light on you on dealing with the opposite sex, that's where unks come in. You know what
that.
I'm saying? That's when they need it. Appreciate you. And peace and love to you. I see that L on the end of your name, brother. I know what's
Yep.
up. I know
Yep.
what's up. I know how to read it
And it's
between the
look,
lines.
it's definitely up with him for sure, for sure. It's
Yeah,
definitely up
Lila.
with him for
Lila,
sure.
I knew there was Lila. I knew there was a reason why we shared the same energy.
For sure, for sure. It's
Oh
definitely up
yeah, this
for
is. I
sure.
just want you to know this is definitely like the first of many. So I'm just gonna let you know ahead of time before you get into your new piece. When I start having more events, you're already on the list.
Hey, all right,
You
cool.
already on the list.
I think that.
So
I think
you,
that for sure.
I got some stuff brewing where I'm gonna get some open mics popping down here
Absolutely.
Already got the lounge. You know what I'm saying? Just we slowly getting stuff started for the new year. You know what I'm saying? So you
Yep.
definitely, please, when I reach out to you, I'm
Yep.
already say
As
I already
long as
know you're
I'm
gonna
free,
say
you got
yes.
me. As
Yep.
long as I'm free, you got me. And that's real. Real talk.
Okay. So what is the next piece you gonna bless us with?
So I'm going through my Rolodex here.
Because I know you got a Rolodex. I'm surprised you. I'm surprised you don't got a file cabinet sitting right next to you, thumbing through it.
Yo, okay, so literally oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
So I was right. I was right.
Don't get me started. So I do have something here. I haven't performed this piece.
Oh, appreciate you. Who is that? Is that
That's Mika. That's
that's Mika again?
Mika.
She says she loves this vibe. Sis, I love you too. Appreciate you. You know, subscribe, follow. You know, this is what I do every Friday. It's just that the
Yes.
third Friday, I'm gonna recap it. The third Friday is erotic. So if y'all not ready for that, you know, slippery slope.
It's a
Oh,
slope now. It's a
it's a
slope.
slope now. You know, look. Sis she done watched the previous shows, so I know she done see how we get down.
Yeah, it's a slope now. It's a
So if
slope.
you're not prepared to go actually out to an erotic poetry venue, check out my show every third Friday and you'll be able to get prepared so you'll know what to expect because a lot of people do go to those events not realizing, you know what I'm saying, like, hey, no, this is about to get real. We all grown here. So the next piece, you could go any way you want. Don't ask me, just pick whatever one you gonna do and let it flow.
So I decided that I'm a kind of keep with a similar energy here.
Okay.
Um, and for me, this is a piece that I haven't done yet, but a piece I've been wanting to do. So
Oh, I like it when
that's
I
what
get
that.
the firsts.
Yeah, this is a piece I shared it on Facebook, but I didn't share it speaking it. I
Mm-hmm.
shared it written.
Okay.
So only people have only heard this written and they haven't heard it
They
spoken.
heard it in their own voice reading it.
Yeah, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a piece I call Some Things I Can't Stand, Part One, The Rant of a Fed Up Black Woman.
Mm.
So it's kind of keeping the same energy. I feel like this could be a series. So now we
What do you
see can't
mean?
stand.
What do you mean? I think this could be a
Yeah,
series.
I feel.
You just made it a series. So
Yeah,
whenever you say, I think this could be, guess what? It
it
is.
is. It is. It is for sure. Facts. Facts. So yeah, so this is Some Things I Can't Stand, Part One, The Rant of a Fed Up Black Woman. Can't walk, can't sit up on my own, can't envision what it's like to be without a black man. Some things I can't stand. Can't fight, can't kick or scream. Can't hear my ancestors calling me. Wobbling and wiggly, I can't dance, can't move my ass without being called nasty. Can't talk my slang without being called uneducated. Can't talk my shit without being called crazy. Can't raise my hands out of defense. Can't raise my hand to protest. Unbalanced, I swear I must say. I try to stay positive as much as I can, but there's some things that I just can't stand. Be walking with a crown and no one notices. I'm glowing, giving life, but births of my child are statistics. Because of where me and the father are in relations means my child don't mean shit to most nations. Get
Mm.
taunted, get picked on like cotton in fields, like sugar cane and tobacco, like niggas running for the hills. And although I'm a queen, my kings usurp me. Talk shit about other
Mm.
kings while other queens are hurting. And other queens talk shit about kings to other kings that don't even come from where we come from. So our language don't make sense. But they do understand niggas ain't shit. Tossing
Mm.
and turning, my blood is burning for revolutionary minds and people not blinded by disguises. Don't you know the enemy hides in plain sight like wolves and wool of white, like clansmen and blue, like kings that diss queens and queens that diss kings? All this talking and talking, nobody hears a thing, but here's the thing that destroys us. Here's the thing that silences, annoys us. All my walking and talking, I feel a little faint. My heart starts racing because my feet just can't run anymore, but my mouth does because exhaustion is building, but my blood pressure up and my foul mouth and our savagery at best. I must be laying down because I just can't stand this shit. And when will we learn? The battle isn't with the others, it's with each other. And we can't run to anyone else to fix it. Be a king, be a queen, be a sister. Be a brother, be a father, be a mother. Be a friend to your homie. Be someone who's consoling to someone so less. Be the one who decides to stay out of the mess. The drama
Mm.
ain't yours, but if you're someone in need, stretch yourself thin to make sure that they are free. Tired of being weary and ways of the world are dreary, and I just see people in need of healing. I've fallen down, for can't you see? I just
Mm.
can't stand. Yeah, I'm sorry, that one might have.
No,
Yeah, that one might have
no.
took me
Let me tell
somewhere.
you something. Because one thing about the energy, when the energy hits you, wherever it takes you, that's where it takes you. And the the words was deep. You know what I'm saying? So never look at me. Never apologize for how it moves you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Never do that, because when it comes to us, we can somewhat understand, and not only understand but actually feel as if your words are ours.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's not like you lost control. That's that energy needed, because whoever is watching or listening, you understand me, it needed to hit home for them.
facts.
When I peeped it, I seen it when you was about to kick up. I was like, okay, okay. I started getting goosebumps and everything. And sure enough, you showed out. But that's
Oh,
cool. That's fine. You don't never had, especially when you rocking with Sunshine, you never gotta apologize for nothing like that.
oh man, like there was so much going on at the time of that piece, and I
Mm-hmm.
think there was a lot that was going on with us as a people,
Mm-hmm.
and it seemed like it just it's wild to me that we can be our own worst enemies for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, arguing and bickering over stuff that like just say okay, agree to disagree, but how do we patch it up? Like,
You
I
right.
mean, at the end of the day, like going over and hashing out the trauma ain't gonna do nothing if you're not willing to say, okay, this is the trauma. Now here is the bandage. Let's
Mm-hmm.
move on. Cause that gotta heal up. We done did
Mm-hmm.
it. It's done. We may never agree on the way we see some things because I'm a woman and you're a man. And my experience is not yours and your experience is not mine. But what we can do is acknowledge that we both have experiences of hurt, of
Mm-hmm.
pain, and of trauma, and that we
Mm-hmm.
both need to heal. So let's get to the healing part. Let's just talk about how we gonna heal.
That's
I
right.
just and so like I think that for sure, like because we was in unison trying to march for issues for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just felt like that was the energy. That was definitely the energy, which is, I just want to be able to be alongside my kings, not just my own king, but alongside my kings. That's a community of kings. I need a
That's right.
community of kings,
That's
you
right.
know. I need a community of princes walking around. For my like when I have a little princess going around, I need for my little niece, for my cousins, for my people. So yeah, that was definitely the energy behind that for sure.
Yes. And it's definitely uh She's not all fire, she's the sun. Oh, true indeed. We definitely, when you got a light like that, ain't nothing but the sun shining through you. You feel me? So what else you got for us, sis? I feel like you just could keep.
I got another one. Yeah, I got another one up in here. I got another and another and another and a
And
sister
another
and a
one,
brother.
and another one.
um. So let's see. Yeah, because there's been some stuff I've been wanting to let off, and I hadn't let it off. So
Oh
this
well,
is
look, this is the spot to do it. Go
this
on and
is
let it off,
prime.
sis. Got me. Look, all I hear is little Boosie in the background in my head now.
Let it off, niggas. Let it off.
See, I knew you was with it.
Look, low key though, very low key. Um,
Oh, yeah.
let's see. Oh no, that's a whole nother bag.
You
I
ain't
ain't
trying
even
to
there
open
right
that
now.
bag, sis. You ain't trying to open it.
No, I ain't trying to open that one.
Okay.
This was actually a rap, a work in progress.
Hmm.
Not gonna rap it though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna rap it for sure. But this was something that actually was a rap, and it's called "See No Evil, Hear No Evil."
Mm.
It's like a think piece to a certain degree. I said I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. I said I seen a lot of shit. I heard a lot of shit. I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. I heard about this nigga Matt. Matt kept a strap. Used to sell coke. Pocket stayed fat. Mac was a black man introduced to crack early. I heard Mac ain't sleeping. He hit the streets around 7:30. I heard Mac kept a clean whip and some thick chicks that kept his dick sucked and he hit him with the grip. I heard
Mm.
Mac was a Mac, what a Mac was true to, loyal to his people through them folks was deceitful. Heard Mac had some friends that wasn't really his friends. Knew him for life, but did he know them? Depends. I heard Mac got shot in the morning around 7:30. I heard Mac died in the ambulance truck. They wasn't in no hurry to get him to the hospital, but that wasn't surprising. Just the way that shit goes in the neighborhood that I'm in. I heard Mac got a funeral coming. It's on Thursday. I heard Mac mama been crying. That shit disturbing. A parent laying her baby to rest. I know she hurting. Heard she been in the church praying. I wonder what the Lord's saying. Probably. I said, I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. Seen a lot of shit. I heard a lot of shit. I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. Seen this chick named Ashley. She would walk past me, stay smoking on the grass beat, so her voice was kind of raspy. Every time you see Ashley, she would be fly. Talk to her, she'll tell you she was a PYT, a pretty young thing, and I'd agree with her. Had her own swag and a couple of the degrees on her. I seen Ashley with this nigga, a lot I ain't care for. I feel like he just stayed on top of her and it was uncalled for. I seen Ashley with a black eye. I ain't ask about it. Handed her an ice pack forward and she cried about it. I seen Ashley had a lot of bloody shirts, but she kept going to see if that shit would work. I tried to tell
Mm.
Ashley some things would never change. She seemed like the more I told her, the more she would stay. I ain't seen Ashley a lot since that time, and I can't lie. Seeing her been fucking with my mind. I said I see a lot of shit.
Mm.
I hear a lot of shit. I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. I seen a lot of shit. I heard a lot of shit. I said I see a lot of shit. I hear a lot of shit. See no evil, speak no evil. Hear no evil. I speak no evil. He see no evil. Hear no evil. I said I see no evil, speak no evil. Hear no evil. I see no evil, speak no evil. Hear no evil. I've been teaching myself lately how to guard my tongue. I'm a master manifester, but didn't know I was. I would say I would speak it, it would come true. And that goes for my highs and my lows too. I started altering my speech to see myself different and realized the impact was so significant. It's the simplest things that change our course of life. And so it remains I choose to speak life and light. I said I speak on myself love because I know I need it. And from me it overflows enough to feed my people. I speak to myself on discipline because that's a part of love. We need to be obedient to be in touch with God above. I speak to myself light to counteract the dark. You really need the light to get through the dark parts. And I speak to myself peace in moments of silence. See no evil, hear no evil. The peace is my asylum.
Mm.
So that was see no evil, hear no evil. That's definitely a work in progress for sure. I've never, ever, ever done that piece in front of anybody. But
Never.
never, yeah, never, never. That's a never, never, never. No one's ever heard it. It ain't been posted on nothing. No, nothing. So that's totally,
Mm.
yeah. But that was like, so you remember earlier when I was saying that I used to do stories and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, stories could help me build, my raps. Um, I was like, okay, I want to have more stories in my raps and make sure that I'm really telling stories
Mm-hmm.
when I'm spitting that are cohesive and that are clear
That's
that you can
right.
picture. I look up to artists like Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Nas and Lupe Fiasco and Mos Def and Talib Kweli, and they tell very vivid stories. So I wanted to be able to have a piece that I felt like could tell you not just a story, but give you some moral and some value and some high and some low and some light as well. Because it's real. Like these stories, these type of things that happen around us, whether it's a compilation of different people or whatever it is, these things are happening so often and so daily. So that was just something I wanted to let off. You know, people dying from either dealing drugs or doing drugs, people dying from domestic violence situations,
Mm-hmm.
and being the person, but not just the people who go through it, but being the people to see it done on a
Yeah.
consistent basis. That's traumatic as well. It gives you PTSD because you got to hear and take in, give in to all of that negativity and still be able to
It's
get yourself out.
That's hard, especially when you're a child and you've seen stuff like that. And if no one takes the time to, kind of get you right mentally, you end up carrying that very much into your adult life. And up, shout out to Sharita Esoteric Entertainment. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there now since she's on here, in the comments, nouns and verb. That's the open mic that she had the second
Yes,
Saturdays over at the artist block. Guess what?
yes.
Guess what?
What's
I'm
that?
gonna send you the link because starting on January 14th, nouns and verb is going national. We on
Woo,
Clubhouse, baby. So
woo.
you get to do the open mics on Clubhouse, and then we're gonna put some things together, for future events. Remember what I said?
Mhm.
Those that come on nouns and verb on Clubhouse, when it's time for us to let everybody shine, making an event down here in the Queen City.
And shout outs to Morgan Renee Myers, who was
Oh,
definitely
we gotta
holding.
talk about sis.
You know,
You know.
you know. Shout outs to her doing the nouns and look.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
the
she
sis
was
is doing her thing right now, but
she
shout
was
out.
definitely, when I say, like, one of the hostess with the mostest.
Yes.
And she's been like a little sister to Sharita. She's been a little sister to me. Like, we all just been sisters, and to be able to support each other in our endeavors. I tell my sisters, ain't no reason, don't think about nothing. I don't care what I got going on. You better reach out to me to let me know you want something done, because
Hmm.
a lot of times it's hard when you're trying to get people to get on board with your vision.
Right, facts.
And it's always great to reach out to new people, but sometimes you just need to remember who's there. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
facts.
Regardless, in spite of what personally they are growing through, a
Hmm.
lot of times performing, hosting, man in the door can be
Facts.
healing for that person. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? That could be what they need to pull them out of their funk right now, because you reaching out to them, hey, sis, I need you to be a part of this.
Yep.
Even if it's in the background planning, you know what I'm saying? That gives them a break. And then through, it's not, oh, okay, let me not deal with this. Because again, the stuff that we all write about, the stuff that we perform, at every open mic and every show, I've always had people come to me or heard people go to other poets and be like, yo, you just don't know, that poem saved me. That poem was touching me. I'm going through the exact situation right now and I don't know what to do, but listening to you just got me through. And these are the reasons why we push and do what we do. Heck, I wasn't even trying to make that rhyme.
You were a poet and didn't know it.
Yeah, I'm all up in it. So,
Yes.
you know, with the poems that you did, because usually, like as you saw, I open up, you know what I'm saying? I'll spit me a little something. So after listening to what you, to kind of keep in with your flow, I have a piece that I did, actually, I was published, an online magazine, Speak One Voice. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this brother, but he is so dynamic. Meeting Sharita again, being reintroduced to her and Keisha McCain for Artists for Justice at the Artist
I
Block.
remember Keisha McCain.
Exactly. And
I know
look,
Keisha McCain.
I'm putting it out there. I'm working on getting sis on the show. Keisha. Don't play, Keisha.
Make your way. Make your way.
But we did talk, you know, and me and sis just got to link up again to when I could get her on the show. But she knows she's due to be on the show. Yeah. But this particular piece I did, I did a couple of pieces. The first piece that I did was for my daughter, and I'm not going to change the vibe, because that's going to take folks to a whole different dynamic. So, but there was a piece that I got asked for by Morgan.
Okay.
After me and her did a show together, she asked me to do real rap for her. And it was, I don't know if you know about real rap, but it was where she partnered us with artists. So we had to write a piece or create a song to whatever artwork that they did. And this one particular piece that she sent me, I already had a poem that fitted. I said, well, for this painting, let me send this to you. She said, oh, that's perfect. She said, oh, I like it. I like it when they do that. She was like, I like it when they're prepared. So, and she literally asked me like a day and a half before the show. So I had one poem already in the bag, but then she gave me another painting, so I had to come right with one right on the spot. And the only frustrating part about it was that I don't know if your mind does something different when you're in the vibe to write.
Yeah.
I was going a different direction, but my mind kept including the words that was in the background of this particular piece.
Gotcha.
So I stopped fighting against it and just wrote it. And I didn't find out until that night I basically gave a voice to those words, because shout out to Trey Wilkes. He was the artist behind this particular painting. And he let us know before I got up there to spit that every single word that was there, he did not paint. He was going along, traveling to different areas and just posting up at the park, painting. And whenever the community would come around, he said that particular piece, he handed everybody a paintbrush and told them to write the first thing that came to their mind when it came to us. So I basically was the conduit to giving those folks a voice.
You were trying to fight that energy.
I was trying to fight that energy, but the universe was like, nah, hold up. I need you to do this for me. So I'm grateful that I was obedient to that. And that's like one of my favorite pieces. But this one here is titled My Sister's Keeper.
I got one called My Brother's Keeper. That's crazy.
It's not crazy. That's how it's supposed to be.
I'm listening. I'm all in now. You
That's
done
how it's
got me.
supposed to be.
I'm
So
telling. I literally got a piece called "My Brother's Keeper." That is okay.
well, I
Anyway,
have a piece. I didn't dub it my brother's keeper, but it's called Unfallen Soldier. So that's pretty much like a dedication to my brother's keeper. So yeah. So this one here, you're going to be able to tell the temperature of what was going on because I have All Lives Matter in one of the lines.
gotcha.
So this was around the time when everything was first jumping off. I want to say 2016 to be exact.
Mm.
But this was the piece that Raheem was like, "Hey, I know I saw you spit." He did a live video that went viral of the piece about my daughter. So he asked me to write a piece, which I had this one already prepared. And in his story, in his uh, magazine, he said, "So she already had a piece, but I have to do my due diligence." And I'm not mad about that at all. But he did say, even though there were many other pieces that did have the same title, none of them, he said none of them came across like how mine did. So I always appreciate that, brother. One day or two, I will have him on here as well because he's dope at everything. I'm gonna send you his information because now he's just putting up a whole bunch of paintings that he's doing. Like I love to see the depths in all of us.
Yes.
So here we go. Reaching back to the womb for answers, the unjust fate of my people spreading like cancer. Chit chatter of all lives matter, propaganda to politely say just some more black blood splattered. Outlined in white chalk on concrete, shaking my head at the irony. Every tear draws me near to what once was a heartbeat.
Mhm.
Don't sleep, can't rest, praying that my people are blessed. We sisters, yeah, we stressed because we cannot be weak. We have little boys, sons, and kings we send out in these streets. So we must illuminate that which is ours. Positive energy in order to exhume our king's energy so they can fulfill their destiny. For we are royalty. A nation is only as strong as its women, and healing and building starts with you and me. So we must conquer our inconsistencies separately yet collectively to forge bonds stronger than hair weaves, roots planted in unity. We war against the disconnect created by society, focused on shoes, clothes, and shows not made by those whom reflect us, brainwashed by their perception of our reality. Can't you see? We are so far removed that we refuse to engage in uplifting each other. We are queens, sisters, and mothers looking for answers in the sky when we need to remove the cover from our third eye. I want to go a little further because there is a little extra to it. So
I'm listening.
I did cut it off there, but the added piece to that is aligning, standing on our square of righteousness that only the Creator allows us to possess. So, no, this here is our quest, journeying to break these chains of discord, manifesting a rebirth of consciousness, vibrating on a frequency so electrifying, massively edifying our souls. Ain't nothing deeper, for I am my sister's keeper.
First of all, let's give a shout out to that beautiful metaphor of sisters and their connection to the higher power, to God, to being able to unveil so that we can connect. Oh man, come on. There was a lot in there. There was a lot in there. If
You
can,
want to you got to
look,
dissect it. I see
look,
it.
I was over here like, you put a lot in that for real.
Yeah, it was a lot at that time because, like you said, when you go through moments and things like that's when I was really steamrolling getting back. Because after I wrote about my daughter, she was killed by a hit and run driver back in 2004 when she was 2 years old. So that was the second piece that I wrote after writing about my daughter. So, and it took me a long time, I what was that? Yeah, it was 2016, and it was like I was finally closing the doors of healing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because healing for people takes different time.
Yeah.
And so Mine took years.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I moved to North Carolina, which I found out I was actually moving back. I didn't know that even though my mom was born in Jacksonville, North Carolina, that I also lived there with her after she had me. It wasn't until getting connected with my maternal grandmother's side that I found out that no, I lived there already. And I was actually going back to Jersey. So to me, coming to North Carolina was actually like coming back home in a sense, because I got roots here just like Jersey. But this was something I needed. And once I had that, I always talk about my sisters, even the ones that don't like us, the ones that go against the grain, that don't realize the power that we have.
Right.
Those of us, whichever religious faith path that you have, one thing I will say, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always said, a nation can only be as strong as its women.
Thanks.
So if the women are not being poured into like they need to be and into each other, what's going to happen for those that come after? Because we the first teachers.
Mm-hmm.
We set the tone.
Yeah. Yeah. We're the first thing you connect with. Very first thing. There's no way to around it. There's no way to avoid it. The first thing you connect with is a woman. Period.
There you go. So, Miss Sheena, what you got coming up next? Where you going to be? Run up all your socials, not your social security number, but your socials, so folks can holler at you, check you out.
So, I am DEMI ___ BLK on Instagram. On TikTok, yo, I got so many different names.
Run them down. I hope y'all that are watching and listening are writing this stuff down so you can follow Little Sis. And when I say Little Sis, because I got 11 years on you, boo.
I'll take it. I don't mind being a little sis. I don't mind at all.
Oh, look, thank you, mama. Look, I got another mama now. look, she said it was beautiful. Thank you. And that means a lot. Thank you. Because I really haven't spit that one, I want to say, since I think the last time was 2017. So I'll bring it back out of retirement. I got you, Ma.
Yes. I mean, because that is impactful and sheesh. Okay. Yeah. Connecting with God through poetry. Okay. Back to the social, Sheena. At Shea Butter Demi. That's butter with an A. Demi.
That's
Shea
right.
Butter
That's
Demi.
right. Butter.
336.
BUTTA. That used to be my nickname when I was little, yo.
Butter?
Because I used to eat the butter out the refrigerator.
Not they look. Why is that folks just name you after stuff you eat? That's little Dorito over there. That's burger over there. That's nugget.
Look, my father. They call my father Meatball, and they still do.
Like, dang, can I just be my name? And so that's Shea Butter Demi 336 at TikTok, and then of course my Facebook is Ra RAHSHEENA Brown, aka Demi Burrell, on the Facebook. So those are the main ways to contact me right there: TikTok, IG, Facebook. I don't have any. I told you I'm gonna go with the flow artist. Like, so if
I know, I've witnessed it.
If I see an open mic open, I'm gonna be like, oh, I may go ahead and go there. I'm definitely gonna be at Fire for Therapy though. I love Fire for Therapy. Like, all of those I can make it.
And this the thing, like I was telling Sharita, I said, hey, with Clubhouse, this is the thing. You could be anywhere when you do that. So we could be live from Fire for Therapy on Clubhouse, because it's just your voices. You feel what I'm saying? Jeez. So it's not like you got to show your face. Yeah. So, Sharita, sis, if you still on, because I know she at work, but sis, if you still watching, hint, like I said, we could still go to Fire for Therapy and still have Clubhouse, pop it off for nouns and verbs. So, get at me, let me know.
And anybody who has any opportunities out here, anything they need a poet or a spoken word artist for, just let me know. Cause like I'm really trying to actually put myself out there this year.
Oh,
Actually,
don't worry about it. It's already done. It's already
yeah,
done. Look,
definitely putting
look.
myself out there.
And I mean this in love, because Mama is watching. Oh yeah, but we about to pimp you, sis. You about to get pimped right with the rest of us. You feel me? We all about to be out there next year. Do you understand?
Felt,
It's turned up. It is turn up season. Do you feel me?
felt
Okay. So I hope that you will be willing to come back on, because you're
for sure.
definitely an artist that I would love to interview again, especially, 3 months from now, see what you done did then and what you got popping off next. You feel me?
For sure, for sure.
Is there
Definitely.
any last words you got for the people? And shout out to the 252,
Big
because
shout out.
y'all lit up the live chat tonight for real.
Definitely my 252 and my 336 family and my Eggy Pride family. For sure is definitely in the building. One, I want to thank you and the podcast crew for allowing me to get up here and doing my thing on today. And for electing me for the next talent and poet to come up. Another thing is always peace, love, and light. That's what I
That's right.
lead by. That's what I follow.
That's
That's what I
See,
go by.
you my sister for real.
For real, that's my mantra. Like,
So it's mine.
yes, peace, love, and light. All three, always, all the time. Because that's what I want around me. That's what I need. That's what I want to spread to others. That's what I want to give. Is peace, love, and light at all times. And lastly, everybody that tuned in, thank y'all, cause I was like, oh, y'all really showed up,
Yes.
y'all showed up.
Because you got an amazing spirit. Don't ever think people not gonna show up for you. Trust me. I done seen it tonight. So I can't wait for when we do big things.
Yeah, the big things, cause only big things coming, and I think this year I'm just gonna be putting myself out there more. I kind of like laid low in my 20s a little bit, and I
Mhm.
feel like my 30s is gonna be the time where I kind of come out and
It's
start
pop out
busting out.
season. You
Let's
right.
pop out with it.
You right. You
Why
definitely
not?
right. You definitely right.
Why not?
The
So
legend and the greatest. I like that. I like
yeah,
that. I like that. We promoting legacy here. We got legends on here, and we taking it into the new year, peace, love, and light. And which is why all my greetings is always peace, peace, peace. Because when I see you during our interaction and when we are apart, that's where I always want you to be at, and that's at peace.
facts, blessings.
So without further ado, thank y'all. Episode 14. Happy New Year to y'all. And I wouldn't be myself if I did not say, whatever it is that you do, however you do it, whatever you indulge in, please, please, please be safe. Because this weekend could be a crazy weekend. And those of you that we see now, I hope to see you next year in the same state. Okay? And we sending out what, Sheeta?
Peace,
Peace,
love,
love,
and
and
light.
light to everyone. Deuces.